Hey guys, RPG Tweaker here, going to talk to you a little bit about my Pathfinder sessions. I've been writing those on Tuesdays. We're doing the Emerald Spire module, 16 level mega dungeon, super cool. Each floor is designed by its own designer. So each floor is unique. Each floor is well crafted. They give you little details about there's a secret panel that's hidden. You need this DC to have perception to notice it, or you hear the clinking of coins down the hall, and you find it's like a jar hung in a spider web, so with some coins in it. Just little cool ambiance things, little things like that. It really gives my players a fleshed out dungeon. I'm usually like a meat and potatoes kind of person where I just kind of throw out the details, and I might just describe something very minimal, and then my players will ask me questions like, oh, is it like this, and what does it look like here? And I'm more than happy to answer those questions. Sometimes my players are less interested in what I describe in that sense versus what they can do in there. They usually get more detailed questions in case there's something fancy or unorthodox they're trying to do, but they're player characters. That's basically their bread and butter. So my party did really well. Found an alternate way to get to the last boss. Was surprised that the last boss wasn't what kind of creature they expected, because they extorted the information out of the creature from the previous floor, and that creature lied through its teeth. Did it quite convincingly, so the party was caught unawares, but still managed to basically swarm en masse and kill the boss within a few rounds. So yeah, the party wasn't disappointed. They were actually quite happy that they took down the boss that hard and that fast. Now the group came across a magical belt that the creature was wearing, or had close to him, etc. So it was a +2 belt to Constitution. Fantastic, right? Yes, everyone can benefit from it. It's 4,000 gold new or 2,000 gold sell price. But who gets it? So we're all low level right now, so level 2 going on to level 3. So the party is like, well, the barbarian wants it. It's like, well, okay, the barbarian can wear it, but we're not getting any share of the treasure, so you should pay out a share to us when you can, and then the bill will be yours. So there's 2,000 gold sale price. You take the share that you'd have for yourself off of that, so 400 gold, 1,600 gold for everyone else, all divided up, 400 gold each, no problem. So my party really hasn't had a problem dividing loot and such before, mostly because they either find it and secretly keep it for themselves, which to me kind of hurts the party. If you find the GM has laid out the the loot in a certain way, or if one character kind of outstrips the others, basically they're going to be able to handle stuff a lot better than another character will. But then their characters being weaker will just make the whole team overall weaker, which doesn't really benefit anyone, especially for imaginary treasure. So the group is getting a little heated. The barbarian's character, the person playing him, I should say, does not want to pay everyone the share for the belt. They want to use the belt, promising us future treasures, and that didn't jive well with the majority of the party, because basically there's no guarantee that we'll find whatever X amount of treasure, X amount of wealth, and we don't get any kind of share, and we're basically you get this fantastic, super expensive item, which is expensive at this point, and we get nothing. So for all the work that we put in, we all put in an equal amount of work in clearing this floor and destroying the last boss at this level. So my character, Magnifier Veins, is playing a Skald, which is from the Advanced Player's Guide, or Class Guide. New book out through Pathfinder. Very cool classes. I'm enjoying the Skald right now, mixture of Bard and Barbarian. So she steps in as mediator, going, well, let's bring it up to a party vote. So, all those in favor of getting an equal share of the treasure from the barbarian when they can do it, raise your hands. So basically, out of the 6 people, 4 out of 6 raise their hand. Majority rules. Barbarian's not happy. Magda basically told the barbarian character's name is Patrick. Well, Patrick, if you come up with a solution to this problem that the rest of the party will be happy with, we will gladly change our minds. So again, I've heard a compromise basically leaves both people unsatisfied because no one really gets what they truly want. So, I did throw that out there that, if you could find a decent solution to this problem, then, we'll hear it out. And that way that kind of helps the player who feels a little jilted because she was getting kind of in character and out of character, very back and forth in between other players, and it was blending a lot, out of game in a game. Because basically, the players were like, well, we've all put in this work. We've each healed each other, fought the boss, killed his little minions, did all this stuff, and, we get some little swords and weapons and other things, and you get this big fancy belt. So one of the suggestions she had was, well, if we're going to do that for this treasure, then we'll do it for all treasure. And I explained that that's basically what we've been doing for the last few floors. All the loot that we got before, we brought back, sold it all, split the loot evenly all amongst us. There are certain things I explained to her, the party decided that a wand of Cure Light Wounds, though valuable, being at 750 gold brand new with full charge, half value, still valuable, but not as much as the healing potential that it could provide for the whole party. There are several people in the party who can use it, and it helps the other players keep their other spell slots open for actual good spells. Not that cure spells aren't good, but if you have a wand of Cure Light Wounds and if you can use it safely, it's kind of better. Unless you're one of those spontaneous casting classes, then it doesn't really matter. But if you're one of those people who has to prepare or do anything along that line, well, you don't have to worry about as much, ruining your spell slots or doing anything else if you know you have that thing handy. So it's kind of like party loot for that one thing. So nobody's gotten a financial kickback from it, but again, anyone who's hurt will get the benefit of it. And technically those who get the hurt the most will be the ones at the front lines, like the barbarian. Our paladin is quite tanky. She runs up there all the time. So, they're basically getting free heal spells, and it's basically as long as we can keep casting it, and it's got charges, then we're good. So, it's, I'm not quite sure why it was such a heated thing. It was on for half an hour, 40 minutes, and I tried to mediate out of game as well, trying to calm it down, trying to keep it going, still trying to at least get people to make a decision. Basically the idea was barbarian keeps the belt for now, and then we'll work it out as we go along. We want to keep the game moving. So the party's gone back to Fort Inevitable, which is the main staging area of where they live and interact, get quests, supplies, etc. So right now they're working on getting through the third floor, and hopefully, depending on how they progress and how they go about it, they can try and get through a decent amount of the floor. I am basically doing it by the book, and my party seems to be doing quite well. Judging by the XPs and whatnot, I know their leveling will kind of slow down and catch up, but I'm also giving them some ad hoc experience for really good teamwork, really creative solutions to a problem, things like that, and that's basically my own little way of motivating them to think positively, help each other out, because then basically everyone has a good time. If one person is having a super hard struggling time, it can drag the group down. That one person feels kind of jilted, and it's not cool. Everyone's there to have a fun time, get together. Some people like myself can only do it once a week. I would do it all day long if I could. It's just one of those things I love doing. So despite the amount of work that it takes being a GM, if you want to be a good GM, it requires a little bit of homework, knowledge of rules, the ability to mediate a group, especially for such a heated conversation like it was last Tuesday. So overall, guys, try and keep up. I'll keep you as posted as I can for what I am doing. If there's anything you do ever want to hear about or anything in particular that you want me to elaborate on, send me an ask. RPG Tweaker. You'll find me on Tumblr. I've got a few posts on there and quite a few followers. Hello all followers, by the way. Thank you for paying attention and watching these videos, and I'll try and keep them going. Eventually, pretty soon, I've got some vacation time coming up. I'm going to try and squeak in some videos how to start to roleplay, especially for Pathfinder, since it's my favorite system. I have friends who can't join my regular group that want to learn how to play, and since Paizo's so awesome that they have like the open gaming license and a lot of their information on their website for free, you can just basically the PRSD or the there's a D20 site as well, which is the D20 PFSRD, so Pathfinder System Reference Document. And it has a lot of Paizo content as well as third-party publishing content. If you do use any of that kind of stuff that's third-party publisher or anything like that, please make sure with your GM that it's okay. Because you might have something that's not quite like within his wheelhouse or experience, and he doesn't know how to interact in his game. So I've been up for quite a long time. With that recent job thing I've kind of got going for myself now, I can hopefully get some better sleep. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you guys have a very good day. Bye, guys.